October 16th, my October 2014 kayak. An eventful, uneventful day. Things going on, things to do, nothing majorly significant. We've had a lot of rain the past few weeks. Right now it's 60 degrees, close to 11:30. Been out on the water for a little while. The water level's high because of the rain we've had. The stream water level could probably drop another 10 feet, but it's high right now, which makes for a nice kayak. I'm staying off the bigger rivers because they get the current, which I have to fight on the way back, if I go upstream, downstream. And yeah, I get some nice views, some nice reflections, like that bridge on the water, or that tree. Is that nice? Yeah, so it's a beautiful day to be out here on a kayak and get it in. I was not going to do it, then I think, you know what, we're halfway through the month, I better get my October kayak in while I can, because I have shit to do. Well, shit to deal with. Yeah, in the basement, in the lower level of the house where the family room is, a couple of rooms down there, plus the laundry room. Now, when the house was built, the laundry room at that time was the only finished room, so it's the only room with a finished ceiling. The rest of the rooms have a suspended ceiling. So of course, if a leak is going to appear, it's going to appear where there's a fixed ceiling. I had to cut a hole in the ceiling of the laundry room. Yeah, little spot would appear, disappear, get bigger. Started turning black, mold is growing on it, so that tells me that there's moisture in the plasterboard. Cut it away, and yep, sure enough, the drain pipe from one of the bathrooms has a minor leak. It's a seepage, tiny hairline crack on one of the elbows of that 3-inch pipe, but it's got to be fixed. I tried patching it over the past 2 days, tried a couple of different patches, didn't work. So yesterday I bought all the fittings I need. I'll go back home today, cut a larger hole. I had like maybe a 1 foot, 12 by 15 hole in the ceiling at this point. But I'll run one about 4 feet long so I can start cutting and replacing. All the one fitting that's leaking is not the only one I have to replace, because they're all so tight together, being between the joists and that space there below the floor. So I've got to replace 4 fittings. Yeah. Can't wait to cut into that shit. Yeah. Well, I've been flushing it a few times with just water to make sure that that line is pretty clear. And the other thing that's seeping out, it seems to be clear water. So, with any luck, yeah. Hey, I don't know if I talked about this, but we went to see Ringo Starr and his all-star band. Yeah, it was the day before we picked my daughter up at the airport. And we saw him at the Fabulous Fox in St. Louis. It's a beautiful theater. I'm guessing late 20s era. I've read some about it, but it's got this real Moorish feel to it, and it is perfectly restored. It is beautiful. It's fantastic. So yeah, there's that. Visit with my daughter, which was nice. I've talked about that, I think. Yeah, I'm sure I have. Yeah. Driving here, I heard this road noise, and I thought, oh man, is that my tires? My tires shouldn't sound like that. Coming up to a light, I heard it. Taking off from the light, I heard it even more, and I realized it was a car, 2 cars in front of me. Once I caught up to it, it was a Pontiac GTO. It said 6.0 on the back, so I'm assuming that's 6 liter. I mean, that's what, 300 cubic inch? That's a good size engine. It has to be one of the last model years of Pontiac. That style, and they closed that brand about 5 years ago. That car and the G8, which used to be the Bonneville, the G8 and the GTO, were both manufactured in Australia. It's pretty wild. You look at it, see it as an American car, It's built in Australia. You know, I've got this thing about imports. You know, but I look at that car and it's like, it's an American car. You know? I just missed my flight. Yeah, I mean, it's an American car, but, you know, is it? You know, if I finally break down and buy something that's not one of the big three, I'll try to make sure it's at least built in the States. You know, of course, once you get out of the big three, then they're not union made anymore, and I'm such a big union man. And I know what people say about unions, but I mean, these days, I mean, the days of the unions, quote, holding the employers hostage, those are gone. You know, I mean, unions now are definitely in a compromise negotiating stage. Have been for a couple of years now. Yeah, oh, this is wandering, isn't it? I just went to manual focus, take that off. Yeah, so, beautiful day, beautiful day. I really don't want to go home and cut into that pipe. But I suppose I should. I'm keeping myself from drifting. See, and that's what gives me the opportunity to get this view of these reflections. That tree back there, I wouldn't be able to see that reflection if the water was 10 feet lower. No. See if I can turn myself around here. Nah, I'll just float out in the middle of the river. Okay, I'm rambling here. I like to ramble. It was an uneventful morning. Caught up on the last Goldmorn video. Caught up on all of Daniel's texts, his blogs from Paris. So that's taken care of. I fell behind when my daughter was in town. But, yeah. Man, a month in Paris. Pretty cool. Of course, tell that to people who live there, right? Yeah. It's beautiful out here. Well, pack this away, paddle some more, get home in an hour or two, skip lunch because I had a big mid-morning lunch brunch thing. I made myself a homemade, self-made, I don't know, mixed sausage, McEgg, flatbread thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. I can still taste it. Yum. Man, I look at something like that and I don't want to get off the water. Yeah, I should probably turn the camera off and get going. Ciao, folks. Vlog on.